The tech giants know that we have only 14,400 minutes in a day, and they're all fighting for our attention. You know, the greatest enemy, or they're not competing with Amazon Prime. The greatest competitor isn't Amazon Prime, isn't Netflix, isn't Movie Box, isn't on each other. It's your sleep, it's my sleep. That's the only time we have them. But the rest of the hours, they fight for them. They fight for our attention span. Yeah, the tyranny of attention. Guys, one thing I came to know is that apparently the human brain doesn't evolve throughout history. It's literally the same. My brain and my ancestors' brain is still the same kind of brain. It's not like after 10 years, the brain just tells itself that it needs a new module, you know, like how a laptop works. Come on. Like how a laptop wants a new CMOS, a new RAM, a better version, or there's a new version of the laptop after 10 years. It doesn't work like that. It's still the same. What it does, it learns through novelty. It filters things only through experience and emotion. And they become patterns, and they become patterns, and they become patterns. But anyway, coming back to the thing I want to talk about, our Stone Age brains in the edge of the screens. Social media has turned most of us into degenerates, and yeah, I've said it. One thing, guys, when something gets normalized by society, doesn't mean it's okay to do it. It doesn't mean that. It's not fine to do OnlyFans. They have already been successful in taking the man of the house. Now they want to take the source of bringing life into this reality, the woman. You know, the man was lost in bonus sexing, gooning, going into the hub. Now a woman, they're making it normal for a woman to actually do strip chats or doing only fans. Social media is turning people into degenerates. Come on. I know I'm just speaking my mind, you know. And but coming back to the tech giants here, studies have shown that social media is just as harmful as an illegal drug, bro. The same parts of the brain that get physically activated in the brain, those parts which arouse when you feel thirst or when you feel you want some type of drug, either cocaine, or those are the same parts of the brain that get aroused when you get engaged in the internet, on TikTok feeds, on Instagram. And one thing, guys, when I open Instagram or TikTok, I feel like I'm being MK Ultra. If you don't know MK Ultra, it's this program which used to run back in the 1950s to the 1970s by the CIA. They change how people think. That's how I feel. It's like I'm a sleeper agent. It's like chips are being implanted and others are being removed in my brain. The reprogramming and the rewiring my brain or some sort. That's how I usually feel. You know? But here's the thing. Even they give us the solutions to these kind of things. They tell us you need to put the phone down, which is actually the hardest thing anybody can do. All of you admit it. You know that, right? It's hard to put your phone down. You cannot put your phone down. Then the other thing is this what term the Dutch have. They call it Nixon, which is the art of doing nothing. Just going outside, enjoying the sun, breathing in, just walking without having your phone. You know, And one thing the social media likes doing is it likes cannibalizing everything. The trends cannibalize everything out here, bro. These screens just cannibalize everything. They take everything. Like if you had something that you were holding too dearly, they will literally squeeze out of it. If there was a band that was just for you and the thing trends, now everybody's listening to it, using it to make TikTok sounds out here. Damn. You guys are overdoing this. Nobody actually even focuses on this thing. Everybody wants to get ahead. Imperialism. But get this, most of the energy in the brain is used to actually pump sodium and calcium ions through the membranes, and they use ATP. And so much energy is used for this, and let alone little is left for thought. And if you have that little, why would you go ahead and just spend the whole time on your phone scrolling, and they don't give you anything? Get this, case. There's this term Aristotle came up with a long time ago. Aristotle said that there's two ways of describing pleasure or happiness. There was hedonia and there was eudaimonia. Hedonia was short-lived pleasures, just cheap dopamine hits, whereas eudaimonia is when now you find something that you can actually suffer for long enough for you to flourish in it, you know, plugging in the flag and saying, this is what I stand for, this is what I'm willing to stand for, you know. And you see less of that everywhere. The modern day world is actually more of hedonia, chasing the next dopamine hit, you know, the next you pleasure, because why? Pleasure is usually short lived. Happiness is short lived. Happiness is a side product. It's never the main thing in the game. Come on now. And you know, if you look closely, back in the day, when people used to live in tribes, they used to have arrows, bows, swords, spears, and now you see them with phones. Everywhere you go, everybody has phones. There you go. And going further, nowadays, so much, so much is happening on the internet. Don't get me wrong. We are connected more digitally than how we actually more connected, but we are more disconnected than ever emotionally out here. Nobody wants to interact with anybody, but you can literally communicate with somebody across the globe. You might be watching me across the globe. This isn't that insane, but locally, everybody is just catering their modern day 9 to 5. Don't get me wrong, I have nothing against the people who do 9 to 5. People just are just willing to survive. Hedonia, you know. I feel sometimes we are actually rewiring ourselves with these machines. Every time you get on them, you're rewiring how you think, what you believe in. They might actually even make smoking feel okay to you. They might make swearing some kind of way normal to you, just for your preference. Everything is made for your preference. Everything is personalized. Everything is polished. I mean, don't get me wrong, I usually say this every time. Don't ask yourself what you want. Ask yourself why you want it. Anything that pushes you in life is usually it comes from within. It never comes from external things. For you to flourish, you need to actually look internally. That's how you flourish, man. What satisfies you internally? Cultivate your desires, because desire is usually preconditioned for you. It comes before choice. Desire usually comes before choice, and this is how even they got you in there. Let me say, even maybe the clothing industry and the food industry. That's how they catch you, bro. Using desire, they make something attractive to you. They make the cue so obvious for you. You see it everywhere you go, and the craving itself too. Then you crave it, then you want the reward, and then you get response from it. Get these guys now. But you guys need to know this. The brain doesn't know to differentiate between good and bad habits. It just knows how to scan the environment for cues and rewards. There's no such thing as a good or bad habit to the brain. It's only effective. Does it get a reward from it? The pleasure circuit, the dopamine feedback loop. Does it get dopamine? Does it release dopamine after that? Anyway, guys, thanks for watching.